Hey there, and welcome to the Call Cinema. Hey there, Ken. Hey there, William. We are talking about a whole bunch of things tonight. We have Criterion announcements to talk about. We have Severin to talk about. Amicus is returning with a brand new anthology and a Kickstarter campaign, which I'm actually going to be discussing here as well. So very much, and probably even just a bit more. With that being said, welcome to a very special Black Friday Blues Day. Where we dive into what we normally dive into, except way more intensely. I did send out a friend of mine a link to see if he wanted to join, but I'm not sure if he's available today, so I won't say anything unless he pops up and shows in. Then we'll see. But with all that being said, it's going to be a bit busier. My schedule is going to be a bit different. I'm working here now, so I'm on a workcation, so that's going to be it's going to change my schedule a bit when it comes to stuff. I got a whole bunch of stuff to look into, and I'm going to show you right now, give you an idea of exactly what's popping up on the screen here. And to do that, I guess I should add in there. Hey there, Alan. Welcome, man. See that? Well, yeah, I would guess they'd probably CG some of that. So it should be fun. I mean, it's not my the Snow White, I'm guessing, is made for a younger audience, but or at least made for or young at heart, I guess. So I'll probably check it out eventually. There's a couple of movies in the theater now that I do want to eventually see. But it'll be interesting. It'll be interesting to see that stuff. As you can see, if you looked on my my thumbnail, it had something that you may not recognize. That is an actress, and she's going to be in the new Amicus film, which we're going to talk about. I thought we'd start off with Criterion though, because there's some big announcements, and Ken's already talked a bit like the Roaring Twain's announcement. We are going to be talking about the major drop in the news when it comes to the James Cameron 4Ks. This is for 4K collectors. This is probably the biggest deal that we've gotten since Christopher Nolan started doing 4Ks. So that's been because Christopher Nolan is, of course, a big proponent of physical media. He's a physical media guy. And if you saw his promotion for Oppenheimer, he said, make sure that you don't watch Oppenheimer digitally. Go and watch it. Make sure you watch it. If you're going to own it. Get yourself physical copies. So because he worked really hard on the Blu-ray edition of that to get the right sound and get everything in there all together. I did. William, would you want to talk about those first? Okay, we'll talk about those first. I don't want to talk about like the controversy stuff. To be honest with you, Alan, I think they do have people in there as well. But in all honesty, I like the actress Richard Segler, so I'm not seeing other stuff, so I'll probably check it out eventually. So let's dive into the announcements over here, and I brought it up here because we'll go to digital bits, but I've seen it from a lot of different people online. It's a massive announcement. We're getting 6 iconic James Gunn films for the first time ever on 4K UHD, including Aliens, The Abyss, and True Lies. In addition, you're going to have special collector's editions for Titanic, Avatar, and Avatar: Way of the Water. Immersive Dolby Atmos audio, that is going to be amazing. Stunning 4K Dolby Vision HDR picture quality. Hours of compelling new bonus features. I'm so excited about what I'm seeing here. 4K transfers for each of these releases will be presented in Dolby Vision HDR with an immersive Atmos audio mix. Additionally, most of the releases will arrive with several hours of captivating all-new bonus features, from the 8 hours of Avatar: The Way of the Water bonus, including an all-new deleted scenes, to the 5 hours of new and legacy Titanic extras. Fans will delight in the hours of never-before-seen material. So, looks like we got Aliens Collector's Edition, the Abyss Collector's Edition, True Lies Collector's Edition, Avatar Collector's Edition, Avatar: Way of the Water Collector's Edition. Now, the digital edition comes out early. I would say you're going to buy this, buy the 4K. 4Ks come out for Aliens, The Abyss, and True Lies. These are the big ones for me. Are going to be coming out in March of 2024. That's where we're going to get a 4K UHD and Blu-ray edition. They are definitely the most wanted films in the Cameron library, and they are some of the most wanted 4K releases that we've seen. Now let's look at The Abyss right here. Look at this beautiful artwork. Absolutely gorgeous. Just stunningly done. Both the theatrical and special edition version. We got the theatrical version is 145 minutes. The special edition runs at 171 minutes. You can see we got the disc size here. The 4K, it's got a 100 gigabyte disc, which is actually really, really good. Congratulations on the Days of Our Life, Sir Alan. Blu-ray there has 50 gigabytes, so it is really a great time to be a 4K owner. And I think, William, for some people that may not have come on board when Nolan's 4Ks came out, this is going to be, for some people, I think, William, this is going to be the one that brings people into that we're still on the edge. That's going to bring them into the 4K market. I love the way that Digital Bits has put this down here. So look at this. We got on the 4K UHD theatrical special editions, there's English Dolby Atmos 2.0, 2.0 Dolby descriptive digital descriptive audio, French 5.1 DTS HD HR, and Spanish 5.1 Dolby digital, which is really good for me if I'm actually if I get to teach any classes on this. Cameron will be a great one to teach a class on. We got subtitles in English, Spanish, and French for the physical, digital, some platforms. We get a deep dive and a conversation with James Cameron, an exclusive new sit-down with James Cameron as he revisits the origin of the project and addresses some of the myths behind the production. I think it's not so much of Disney going back. I think we're at a point, Ken, where Disney already has, that they've already kind of turned around a bit when it comes to physical media. And I think once Bob Iger was put back in there, and I've agreed with and disagreed with some of the decisions he's made, but he seems to be more focused on having actual physical media as an arm of the Disney division. And the thing here is, back in the day when Blu-ray and HD DVD were fighting it out to see which format was going to come around, Blu-ray won because of Disney. Disney having a strong imprint in physical media, and if this really kind of helps turn things around, Ken, especially when it comes to 4K, then this could really make certain places that have maybe turned a bit away from having 4K and having just any physical media in their stores. Look at Best Buy and Target and even Walmart are getting lower. Just this may make them rethink, totally going out of the game. And even some of them that do, like Best Buy, I think maybe in a year or two, as we start to see this come up again, we may actually see course correction and changes. I hope that helps out. The Legacy of the Abyss, discovering the lasting legacy of the Abyss, with stories from James Cameron. I cannot wait to get this. The Abyss is such a gorgeous movie, and I cannot wait to see this. As you can see, there's a multitude of archival stuff here. Avatar, and look at this. It's 4K Ultra HD Blu-ray with digital code, and if there's a 3D edition of this as well, if you want to get the 3D edition, but it is absolutely stunning. I love the look. Look at this here, like the art cards. Not sure if I don't think the Abyss had that, but it's this is his baby, right? Again, it's 100 gigabyte 4K disc, so it's going to be well put together. Cameron is not going to put out something that he doesn't have like really looked at. And look at the options here when it comes to the audio, to the subtitles, bonus features, the new stuff here, behind the scenes presentation hosted by John Landau. We got a Colonel Miles Quadrich RDA promos and new stills gallery. But the thing is, this one, it's nice to have the new stuff on this one, but there's so much already. Look at this here, so much already on Avatar, because this has been his baby for the last few years, right? Um, this so there's just so much on here that it's just truly absolutely amazing and stunning, um, stunning piece of work. And props to Disney for actually doing this. Look at this. We're still going on go. It's like when they did the Terminator T one, the T2 one, right? It just seemed to go on forever. And we got To Wear the Water again, another beautiful artwork for it here. When it comes to this, another 100 gigabyte disc, which is you really want to see this. You don't want to see them putting a 4K on a 50, especially with this much information. With the encode here, you can expect a really good encode of this. As for new special features, we got here behind the scenes presentation again by John Landau, memories from Avatar: Way of the Water, production design panels, deleted scenes, scene deconstructions, production materials, beyond the big screen, um, archives, the script, artwork, marketing, the Monday Night Football TV spot, just a whole ton of stuff here. It is amazing just to see this. We haven't gotten into any of the other like new announcements, guys. So this is just absolutely stunning to see. It's a classic, and if I was iffy on this movie when it came out because it took up the theater for a year in the area that I lived in. We only had two theaters, but yeah, this is one that's grown on me that I've really grown to love over the years. And it's DiCaprio, Kate Winslet, and of course Billy Zane, like killing it in in Titanic. So 4K UHD have been previously announced, so we'll put that check there really quickly and see what we got here. So look at this here. Look at this set. Absolutely stunning. Looks like we got a, a whole blueprint of the Titanic here. Stories from the Heart, new thing with producer John Landau, 25 years later. A whole bunch of like stuff here on the Blu-ray. We have some stuff here on the 4K as well. Of course, the 4K should come with the Blu-ray. Now there is a non-collector's edition right here as well with just the 4K UHD and the digital code. Um, I'm surprised the Blu-ray isn't put here for the extra features. Not sure how they're going to work that, but we'll see as we go through. True Lies, again, this is one I think a lot of people are going to be so excited about. I think, as far as I know, Terminator might still be MGM, but it's really hard to know right now. Because the last release of what's the last release of Terminator? I'm trying to remember now. And for this one right here, look at this. Again, it's another 100 gigabytes, 239 to 1 aspect ratio. Great stuff there. Fear is not an option. Look back at True Lies. Unveil the explosive behind the scenes secrets. Archival, script, artwork, marketing. Uh, really, really good to see that there. And here we get to one of the biggest is like Aliens, the Ultimate Collector's Edition. You look at this. Look how stunning this is. We're hitting with another 100 gigabyte 4K disc, 50 gigabyte Blu-ray. Everything seems good here. We got different versions of the film here, of course, because we're running this with the theatrical and special edition version of the film. Very excited to get this one in my collection. I've got Alien 4K in my collection. I've really been wanting this one. Um, bonus features here. I'm not seeing anything when it comes to like new bonus features. I don't know if I need new bonus features. This has been put out a few times under Blu-ray and DVD. So uh, yeah, the features here are pretty incredible. So, and digital bits, and I'll quote like shout digital bits for this comprehensive article that we're looking at right now. Both versions of the Abyss will be included on both 4K and Blu-ray. Both versions of Aliens will be included on both 4K and Blu-ray. All three versions of Avatar will be included on both the 4K UHD and the Blu-ray. The Blu-ray versions of The Abyss, True Lies, and Aliens are all mastered from brand new 4K scans. That's always good to know. The Blu-ray versions will eventually be available separately. So if you're not a 4K person, but for now they are exclusive to the 4K UHD Blu-ray combos. All 4K presentations will include Dolby Vision HDR and Dolby Atmos audio on a 100 gigabyte disc. All titles except for Aliens, as we just saw there previously, will include new special features. All titles will include all the legacy special features, I guess all the ones that are available. All 4K digital versions of these titles come out on December 12th. You want to try before you buy type of thing. Before we go on to the Criterion stuff, was it Orion Pictures? That's a good question, and I wish I knew. Because I, as of yet, do not. But I'll look into it for you guys, and when I find out, I'll definitely make you guys aware of it. But this is a major announcement today. A lot of people have thought Disney had given up on a lot of physical media, like things had changed around. But all of a sudden, we started getting things right. We started getting like Loki and WandaVision. Now it's on steel, like on these big 4K steelbook editions, and now we're seeing these here released out, like things that are outside of the Disney Plus, Marvel, Star Wars spectrum, and really, really exciting to see that in a time when people are very iffy and unsure of exactly where physical media is going. And with all that being said, let's look at the brand new February title announcements for Criterion, because there's some very, very cool stuff here. Some stuff I'm extremely excited about. And we'll start off with a brand new edition of McCabe and Mrs. Miller. I'm going to guess this is a 4K because he had put this out previously on Blu-ray. Looks like we're porting over all the original features from the one. So if you don't have this one, if this is one of your favorites, or you don't have it on Blu-ray and you want to grab the 4K, it's a great way to get this one. I actually really like this film. I don't have it. Only last time I saw it was probably in theater. We got another set come up here, and we got Eric Romer's Tales of Four Seasons. I'm actually kind of excited about this one because I'm a Romer fan, and to see like a new set come up, that definitely really something that really, really excites me. So what we're getting on this one is the seasons may change, but the follies of hearts are constant in this ineffable, lovely quartet of films. So, they did 6 more tales, comedies and proverbs, and then we got a tale of springtime, a tale of winter, a tale of summer, and a tale of autumn. Um, Absolutely looks like a stunning set. Truly looking forward to getting this one. It's his work from work came out from 1990 to 1998, and let me know if there's any of these you guys are excited about when it comes to this stuff here. If you're liking this, by the way, make sure to like, share, subscribe. If you want to join my Patreon, I would truly appreciate it. We do a lot of good stuff over there, especially with the stuff coming up. You want a super chat, super sticker, much appreciated your donate. But above all, please just make sure that you're having a good time. That is definitely the most important thing when you come on this channel, is that you just enjoy yourself and have a nice laid back, fun cinematic conversation. All right. So I'm sure if Malcolm was here tonight and not sleeping right now, All right, some of his best, Autumn Tale. I think it's most underrated. Saint Arcade. I don't disagree. I gotta agree. I'm very excited about this one here. I don't have much Romer in my collection. I've seen a lot of his work, but I don't own a lot. I don't even have six more tales, which you would think would be kind of like the given, right? I have Pauline at the Beach, from because it came up from Kino. I remember buying it, but I've seen the things I've seen most of those just haven't owned them. But I really want to get this set. And speaking of stuff that I really want to get, we got the Heroic Trio Executioners here. So we're looking at Michelle Yeoh, Maggie Chung, Anita Mao. I'm probably pronounced it wrong, and I'm sure someone's gonna let me know. Uh, I'm very excited. We got the Heroic Trio. It's sequel. Executioners is here. Uh, this looks absolutely amazing. It's a 4K Blu-ray 3-disc set. So I'm going to guess that we're looking at one 4K, two Blu-rays. So excited to see this. A new kind of Justice League, a team of blade-throwing, shotgun-toting, kung fu fighting heroines who join forces to battle evildoers in a dystopian noirish city, blending dazzling martial arts mayhem with exhilarating blasts of comic book lunacy. These beloved superhero movies reimagine the genre through the giddy genius of the Hong Kong film industry at its heights. So excited to see these. Both these were made in 1993. We got new interviews on here. A new interview with film critic Sam Deegan. Love her stuff. Uh, just look at this. Got a picture in here. Unfortunately, I can't do the trailer. You guys know that we get hit so hard when we show trailers and stuff like that. So you're like me, right? See, most of my DVD or VHS back in the day. Yeah, it's the same thing. Like I saw most of my Romer stuff on VHS, a few on DVD, not a lot on DVD. So it's exciting to actually grab some of that stuff. The cover too looks excellent, looks exciting, like absolutely fantastic the way this is done. And next up, we got Nothing But a Man with Ivan Dixon and Abby Lincoln, done in 1964. I wish I could tell you that I've seen this movie, uh, but I don't remember this film. It looks really, really interesting. Abby Lincoln, of course, as they say, they're the jazz great. So that's admired by Malcolm X and now recognized as a landmark of American cinema. If I haven't seen this, I have to change that. This is something that I definitely have to see. It's a Blu-ray disc with a 4K digital remaster. Um, so interested in checking this out. And last but certainly not least, we got a James Cagney classic here with the Roaring Twenties. James Cagney, Humphrey Bogart. Look at this. 4K. It's a brand new 4K disc. 4K and Blu-ray. If you don't have a 4K player, this is a great way to future-proof yourself for when you do get one, because this is such an amazing one here. We got an audio commentary, new interview with critic Gary Giddens, an excerpt from 1973 interview with the director Raoul Walsh is on here as well. Trailer, English subtitles for deaf and hard of hearing. Got an essay by film critic Mark Ash, which I'm going to assume is going to be on the. It's not a visual essay, but it's an essay. It's going to be on the disc. It's going to be on the the booklet that comes with this one. Done back in 1939. I'm so excited when something like this gets announced, especially this. What a perfect time to announce it in November, right during the whole noir November. It's not like noir, but it's just gives that feel. Um, and it's so exciting to see this. I mean, this is probably one of the most exciting lineups I've seen in a bit from Criterion, like McCabe and Miss Miller, 4K. So we got a 4K upgrade on that one. Eric Romer's Tales of the Four Seasons is fantastic. Heroic Trio and Executioners. The beautiful Michelle Yeoh in this one, Maggie Chung. We got Nothing But a Man, which is one that I don't think I've seen that I desperately need to see. And the Roaring Twenties, which is one I've seen so many times, and I can't wait to add it to my collection. It's just such an exciting time for announcements. At a time when some people think like, oh, look, Best Buy is not doing physical media. Like physical media is not so big anymore. Guess is this, oh no, doom and gloom and the physical media. And then we see stuff like this, like the Criterion announcements, like Disney and Lightstorm getting together and putting out those incredible James Cameron. For some people, I really do think the same way that Christopher Nolan was that gateway drug for us into. And we're gonna go and hey, there's Swiss Cinema. Welcome, man. Are you excited, man? Are you excited what we've seen so far? We haven't gotten into Severin yet, but we've talked about these new Criterion announcements, the absolutely stunning Disney blowing our minds with those 6 James Camerons, right? The 3 big ones for me, Abyss, True Lies, and Aliens. But I'm going to grab Titanic too, I think. I got Titanic on 3D. I've never watched it on 3D, but I picked up the 3D disc at a flea market once. But to get a nice upgrade, uh, especially with the new features that are on those, absolutely stunning, man. Absolutely stunning. Just truly great stuff. It just gets me so excited for the state of physical media right now. With that being said, I know a lot of you guys come in here for the too much stuff and not enough cashola. Yep, you're there. Let's dive into something that I do want to talk about. That's before we get into Severin, and that's this announcement right here. Who has seen this? So, for those that don't know, Amicus kind of back. They're doing a brand new anthology film, and I love the title, In the Grip of Terror. Looks like it's coming out with a Kickstarter, which I definitely gonna want to be a part of if I can do it. I'm still on the Kickstarter for the 1990s, like In Search of Darkness as well. So what we got here is a brand new Amicus horror film. It's an anthology film. Like when they announced that Amicus could be coming back, um, I said, well, you got to do an anthology. You have to do anthology and a good anthology. And it looks like looks like what we're going to get there. There's different like editions here. There's the glamour photo set. So for £20, apparently it was an add-on. You can pledge to get like gothic photo sets featuring Megan Trematic, who's the actress we see right here. She portrays 4 characters in the film, uh, including the sensual vampiress Carla, played originally by Ingrid Pitt in the House That Drip Blood. How exciting is that to see the return of Carla from the House That Drip Blood? We got the digital edition for £22 right here. I'd go for the Blu-ray special edition. And the Grip of Terror offers a high-quality Blu-ray with stunning artwork, all traditional special features. Extras includes documentaries, behind-the-scene footage, interviews, directors, cast commentaries, making-ofs. It's amazing to see like they just came back, Twisted, and like this company's bought them. And they did it. They're doing it the right way. They're doing an Amicus anthology film. How absolutely friggin' fantastic is that, right? Look at this girl. She looks exactly like you would picture like an Amicus Hammer actress to look, right? To which is a good thing. And so when I saw this on my page, I really uh, and I have no affiliation with this. I just thought you guys know I'm a big Amicus fan. I've talked about it on here before. There's a digital complete edition for digital versions of it, including the soundtrack. There's a signed Blu-ray edition here at £45 that will include the Amicus digital special edition, digital soundtrack, script, PDF, BTS, So behind the scenes experience, invitation to a secret behind the scenes group, which is kind of cool. Includes a signed Amicus Blu-ray special edition plus the digital soundtrack. The Blu-ray complete edition gives what do we got for this one? A signed postcard, size film poster for a brick and digital edition that comes with. I'm gonna guess it's a brick and mortar edition. It's gonna have like exclusive. What is this? Which was once invited to donate the cost of a brick to a building. Oh, this is kind of cool, man. This is actually kind of cool. So the fundraiser appeals to the Victorian era. Patrons were once invited to donate the cost of a brick to build a building. You receive a printed certificate signed by the president of Amicus Productions. Your name will be added to a permanent online record of our building patrons. That's actually kind of neat. I actually like that. You get the digital edition of the film, the building certificate, or the brick and Blu-ray edition. The Blu-ray one is like, yeah, no, still got a collector's signed poster edition here as well. There's a thank you bundle where you can get your name to the credits. That one comes with a t-shirt, polo shirt, or crew cap. So you make your decision on what you want there. The special thank you credit. So I'm going to guess it's got to be a big one. Yeah. It comes with a hoodie. I wish I could afford that one, man. And the super thanks credit. What do we get with this one? So hoodie, choice of 3 rewards from the Amicus t-shirt, polo, crew, and an extra Amicus mug. Oh man. So you get a pile of additional rewards as well, including the Blu-ray. Man. And the epic one. What's that? Okay, a handwritten letter, plethora of rewards, exclusive prop from the movie. Looks like there's 8 backers on this one too. Look. So it's not like nobody's backing it. So I'm gonna see if I can share it with you, Twisted Cinema, because I'm on Kickstarter. So if you put in Amicus Kickstarter in Google, it should show up, because I'm not sure if the link's going to show up on here. Because I did want to put the link here, but I'm worried it's not going to show up, or it's going to block it, and I'm the one that's actually hosting this. But I thought this was something different, something unique, and so I really wanted to get a focus on something like this, because this is blowing my mind. Actually, we literally have one here for being in the movie, which has 2 backers. Actually, wow. So it's a professional portrait photograph of you in costume alongside your co-star. That act in the movie did 10 people. Wow. Okay. Reward offers you the chance to continue the funding of in the Grip Terror. They must have like 170,000 pounds right now in backing for a 60,000 pound goal. Now let that sink in for a second. Enough people feel strongly enough about a new Amicus anthology and feel solidly enough that this is quality, that it has literally, at this point, is just 10,000 pounds away from tripling, not doubling, but tripling its initial pledge goal. Which is absolutely fantastic when you look at backers. Associate producer backers, 14. No wonder. Co-producer backers, 3. Executive producer backers, 6. Amicus co-production. We got a backer on that one as well. So there you go, guys. Before I went into Severin, I wanted to show you guys this. I thought it was something neat, something that you're not going to see from a lot of people on a lot of movie sites, but something that I wanted to, because I'm such a massive fan of the anthology, the portmanteau, and I'm such a massive fan of Amicus that I thought it would be great to dive in and look at this. We always see the In Search of Darkness stuff. Let's dive into another horror one as well. And with that being said, let's also dive into the big Severin announcement. So Severin Films announced it. I guessed it. Malcolm guessed it. A bunch of us guessed it. It's coming. So it looks like with the announcement of the sect, um, I can now pretty much predict that we're going to get a Michela Suave bundle as one of the bundles within the Severin Black Friday. Super excited to see this here. Just that means we're going to have the sect, we're going to have the church, we're going to have Cemetery Man. Now, the last announcement that came before this, not going to lie, guys, I'm going to show it on here. I was very meh on the announcement. I was but this brings it back for me. The last one before was Samuel Sherman's Raiders of the Living Dead. I was asked, I had a bunch of people text me asking, Stage Fright, I think Stage Fright would be fantastic gleaming. I think it's owned by somebody else, though. I would love to see Stage Fright to get a quadruple hit, but I don't think we're going to get it. But I don't think they have the rights to Stage Fright. If they did, that'd be fantastic. Stage Fright 4K, much needed. I agree with you. This and the announcement, one of the earlier announcements, pretty much ensured that I wouldn't get the big bundle. Raiders of the Living Dead is not something I'm going to buy a big edition of. That's the one, if it's on sale, I'll grab it. I thought Stir was an interesting announcement. A good film, Brian Brown, definitely a quality film. It's been a while since I've seen it, but I remember liking it. It looks like they did a screening of the Bruce Exploitation, which makes it even seem more likely that that can happen. But this one here, so there's two, the Dead one and Raiders of the Living Dead that, although I am working now, that it's this, I still don't think that I dive in for the for the whole bundle here, because I would go for maybe the Suave bundle and something else, type of thing. Because nah, man, I'm good. But I am very excited to see the sect, and the sect is an okay. I won't say the sect is the best that came out. And I do want to get. I hope they don't make the mistake that they made previously of making this like a weekend thing, or say they make Cemetery Man and they're like these oh, it's only for the weekend, because yeah, I think there'll be a big mistake. Exploitation film is screening here in Calgary next week, but the screening's still ongoing. It makes me wonder, well, if all the features have already been made and stuff like that and they're ready, then maybe the box will make it. If not, then we got some interesting and unique choices for Severin. And it's leading up to a video that I want to make probably over the weekend. And I got a feeling the video is going to definitely court some controversy with some of the some things I'm going to be talking about. I'm going to get some people in there, Malcolm in here, and maybe get someone else as well, to discuss this, because I don't want to touch on it now, but let's just say there's a lot to talk about, and I think it's gonna be interesting. So at a time when people say oh, well, physical media's gone, look at this in the grip of terror. These absolutely amazing sets. Who would have thought? Who would have thought Aliens would get announced on 4K. But True Lies, one that so many people have wanted for so long to get a 4K release. Not just get a 4K release, to get a 4K packed edition, with a 100 gigabyte 4K disc. A nice, gives a nice lot of space for a good, solid transfer with great, like, Dolby Vision, fantastic Dolby Atmos sound. And James Cameron's hands are going to be all over this to make sure it's, because he is very, very careful with his films and how they get presented. And same as Cameron's like Nolan, he's like Tarantino. Like, do you want to see their movies put out and put out right, or do you want to see them put out? It's been a long time coming. We've had a huge wait for to get these into our hands. And March of 2024, it is 100% about time to for this. You're welcome if you want to, Maddie. You're welcome to jump in, because I can send you a link. I'm not going to be here too much longer, but we're doing the chat on a lot of this stuff, and it's super exciting. T2 was put out horribly gleaming, but T2 was put out by a different company. We got Disney Lightstorm working on this one right here with James Cameron behind the scenes. Now, I don't think he will. See, here's the thing. Cameron's a techie guy. I don't see Cameron. I don't think, if you can correct me if I'm wrong here, but I don't think Cameron had much to do, if anything, to do with the T2 4K edition that came out. I think that was pretty much, the remaster was kind of out of his hands when it came to that. Actually, I want to see something here. Oh, we did have something to do with it. But it had something to do with the 3D edition of it. So, not sure if he had so much to do with the scrubbing portion of it. T2 was definitely not put out right. One of the worst 4Ks that I got in my collection. It's still T2, so I'll watch it anyway, right? But I kept like most guys, and I'm probably you did gleaming too, and you kept that excellent, T2 edition that came out on DVD with the silver slip. Remember that one? With all those sexy features and stuff like that. Oh, such a good one. That's the way it always should be done. But I know Cameron had something to do with the 3D release when Terminator 2 got a 3D release. Not sure how much of his hands were on to the Terminator 2 Judgment Day 4K. I know he definitely did have something to do with it. But hopefully, the backlash for the DNRing will stop them from moving the grain here. T2 is your favorite. You got a damn good movie as a favorite movie. Because we're looking at some stuff here, guys, that, in my opinion, is absolutely incredible stuff. And not only that, it's exciting. it's exciting to see this coming out. Too many. You watch so many movies, man. Every time I go on Facebook, there's a whole list of new movies that you watched. Um, I'm so jealous of that fact. um, yeah, I find myself much like when the curator goes to Doctor Who, and Matt Smith's there, and he's like, "You'll be seeing you may be revisiting some old faces, but only your favorites, right?" So I sat down tonight. I want to watch something different. I want to watch a movie. So I sat down. I watched Mean Girls. I hadn't seen it in a while. I thought, do I have this? Do I have a physical media copy of Mean Girls? I think I got like a DVD. I'm not sure if there is a 4K. I actually really like that movie. I think it's a lot of fun, but it was going off Netflix. I said I'm going to watch it now. And here's the thing: that's why I can't be all in on okay, I'm going to get myself streaming or get myself digitally. I want to get if it's a physical release that's out there and I can get it and I can afford it. I want to have it in my collection. I want to have movies that I enjoy on hand. I'm not sure if you're available, Maddie, but I did shoot you the link there in case you want to drop in. Because it is super exciting right now. We've been at this doom and gloom for a while of like, oh no, Best Buy's giving up on physical media. No more Best Buy Steelbooks exclusives. And it's been a changing time. It's been a whole twist in exactly. Do you think so? Because I don't. I mean, streaming is a great thing to happen to cable lovers. um, there's nothing wrong. Like, no shade on the streaming thing. That rhymes, right? But for me, to be totally honest with you, I don't think so. And collectors is a different story. Let's get into that. Let's break that down for a minute. I'm a movie lover over being collector. I don't consider myself a collector. I did a video with Heath, Serial at Midnight, who's very much gone into talking about enjoy your media in whatever format that you can get it in, which I completely agree with. But we talked about the fact that we don't collect as much as we curate. And basically, we try to make a library that is distinctly us, right? Now, I think for a movie lover, for not a movie watcher, because we'll differentiate. For a movie watcher, streaming's awesome. It's amazing. For a movie lover, for a cinephile, to even go kind of compartmentalize a little bit more, and to throw Christopher Nolan into the mix. It's great to be able to for instance, I turned on Netflix tonight. It was great to sit down and watch Mean Girls. And whenever I watch a streaming movie experience, I kind of think of it as like a TV experience, right? Like I'm sitting down and watching it like it's on TV. That's why I can watch Tubi. There'll be a couple commercials there. It doesn't bother me. I think it's like watching a movie on TV. But when I want to watch a movie and I want that cinematic experience, the more real experience, I guess the truer experience, then I want to have a physical copy of that film. The film where the director has been able to put into at sometimes or a great a good company that remasters it, ready to put in their stuff. Maddie, we got you in here, man.
How's it going?
Good. I'm just talking about here, and I think this is a good thing to talk about. So recently, there's been a big talk and controversy online about the whole like streaming versus digital versus physical, and I think there's a place for all of it. I will say that I do agree with Christopher Nolan in that the physical copy of the film, a remastered physical copy, is the only actual way to really truly see, get the real experience without actually having a copy of the like actual film reels into your into
Right.
your collection. Because, like Nolan says, I worked on the Blu-ray for Oppenheimer. I worked on the audio. He's a massive audiophile for Oppenheimer. I have no control over what happens when somebody puts that on the streaming service. What they want to do with it. Hey there, Dustin. Welcome, man. With how they want to like present the audio. The bit rates are going to be different. Compression is going to be more of a thing. Your internet connection is something that's going to come into consideration as well. I literally threw you right to the shark for this conversation.
Oh, it's
But
all right.
that's my thoughts. I want to know your thoughts on it as well, actually.
Well, I mean, personally, I'm kind of, I'm kind of where you're saying, like for my personal collection, I like to curate more than just get all the things that are out there. Um, but as far as a movie viewer is concerned, yeah, I like the option to stream because there's, you know, some just
Or
stuff
even
I
like
can't
if you want to
find,
buy digitally,
or
right?
stuff I can't, you I just don't want to put the expense, forth that I don't need to own.
Yeah.
So that's kind of where I'm at. Is it something I want to watch or need to own? So that's kind of how I decide.
And for me now, like Maddie, I live in a condo, so I really have to think about, okay, because anything I buy that doesn't end up in the condo's got to go to the farm. So I got to decide,
Right.
okay, I've got space. Here's real estate's more limited when it comes to my movie collection. Um, Now I almost hate to call it collection. I call it my movie curation. I will call it curation. That sounds so snobby, but I'm saying it anyway.
A
Are you
little bit.
excited about about this here stuff, about these James Cameron announcements, like this, like with True Lies and The Abyss coming out? I would expected Aliens eventually, but True Lies and The Abyss, this kind of blew me away.
Yeah, I mean, have them all three at once. Like, I just saw the one announcement first, this one for True Lies, so I didn't see that the Abyss or Aliens until I don't know until I just kind of flip through some more posts on I don't know whatever app I was on, but I'm a little bit blown away. But he was, I'm just glad that they came out. I'm glad that you know it's uh it's definitely something that he's been he's I mean I don't know how many other people or directors or people that that are movie or filmmakers or whatever that have this much of the material that people are just that just wait and it's like held up as long as it was. But I mean, you definitely got to look at the artwork. Artwork looks fantastic. At least love this
It's.
Abyss cover. This is great.
I had to bring this up when you were talking. I got to put the Abyss cover again.
Oh yeah.
Uh, it coming out in March. Digitally, it's coming out like in December, so you want to get the digital copy of it, and which a lot of people want to do with their waiting. Um, this is this it's a stunning. What do you think? And diving right out of that for a second, we're going to go all over the place. Hope you don't mind.
No, I don't mind.
Uh, is we got the Criterion announcements right here. What's your favorite of these announcements?
Okay, well, if I were to just choose one right off the rose, I'd have to go with McCabe and Mrs. Miller, just based on a movie that I enjoy, that I really am entertained by. But the one that I'm most intrigued, the one that I would blind by, would be the one in the middle, would be the heroic trio and executioners.
That sounds like
Just
that looks like a lot of fun, man.
yeah, there's just I have some blind spots in my Johnny Toe and my Michelle Yeoh, so it's kind of like scratches both of those itches at once. You know what I mean?
I, I mean, for me, like this whole month of Criterion releases is like it's all solid. I haven't seen Nothing But a Man, and that's a blind spot for me. But like they mentioned, like some favorite of Malcolm X, and like just damn, like like
Right?
seriously. Roaring Twenties is there. Eric Romer collection is there.
Lone
McKay Miller,
Star.
such good film.
Lone Star on the next line. Holy moly! How long have you been waiting for a nice copy of Lone Star?
Yeah, at a time, Maddie, when they say like, "Oh man, are we worried about physical media? Is physical media going away?" It doesn't look like it, man. Looks like it's kind of roaring on better than ever.
Yeah, I must have the January announcements must have slipped me by, but that's very most intriguing.
Oh, there's some great stuff here. In January, they had the Chantal Ackerman Masterpiece Collection. It's here 1968 to 1978. That's another box set. You got Blood Simple, a wonderful Coen Brothers movie. If you guys, yeah, if you haven't seen it, this is November. Watch it this month.
Oh yeah,
Mudbound is here. Train Spotting. God, I've seen that movie so many times.
yeah. There's, but you know what? I mean, how many times can you really see a baby crawling on the ceiling?
Well, there's no limit when it when it
Or
when it
or uh,
comes.
or uh, Ewan McGregor taking a dive in the toilet.
I think I wasn't going to get into this yet, but I'm going to kind of touch on it in a minute because I want your opinion on it. But first, let's go to Severin because
All right.
we got
Oh
the
yeah,
set coming out.
this is great. So I definitely they got to be having some kind of Suave box or not box, but
Bundle.
bundle. There's got to
Yeah,
be something with just those titles. Since there's like three so far, I yeah, they got to
yeah,
do a bundle, please.
for certain. I mean, I don't know what the gimmick is going to be because I'm sure they'll probably have a gimmick thing. Because I looked up, I don't see a book by about him yet. So I don't know if they're going to get a plush or some other type of thing to go in there, but I'm sure they're going to have something. Maybe a T-shirt. That'd be
It's
great.
that the thing that comes
Memoriam.
or whatever that is that comes up at the end of church. That's gonna be the plushie.
We're definitely getting an enamel pin for sure. Uh,
Nice.
but like it's a good triple pack. I will say though, a couple of them for me, and I'll get your opinion on this as well. Like with this, Raise of the Living Dead. It's not.
Yeah.
I'm not going to say yes. It's a bad film. Like I'm not going to pretend it's not a bad film. It might be fun, but it's still bad. And the Dead one, I mean, legit, 100% means I am not buying the everything bundle.
Same.
Yeah, like it pretty much ensures it. Um,
I mean, unless those two other movies are holy moly, the next two announcements. There's
Still,
like two more headstones, right?
yeah, that's the thing. But still, then I can bundle it different ways. Like unless that bundle is really cheap, and several bundles usually you're not saving that much.
Yeah.
It would have to have like a great special, like a book or something like that, that goes all around the world, in order for that, like a fab press that can go to Canada, like a Bridget Leahy one, but going all over the world. What I do think, Maddie, and it kind of interests me is that Stir was announced, right? It's Brian Brown Films, prison drama type thing.
Yeah.
Um, and people are like, well, this doesn't kind of fit. Like, it's not the Dead Ones that doesn't fit. It's not Raiders of the Living Dead that doesn't fit. It's Stir that doesn't fit.
But is Stir going to be a movie that might be like a little bit? Maybe it's not, you know, 100% brand, but maybe it's going to be a better movie, like
I'd say like
overall
it's
than
been a
the
long
two.
time since I've seen Stir. Like it came out in 1980, and I probably saw it like around in the mid 80s. So
I
it has
like
been a long time since
FX.
I've seen it.
I like Brian Brown.
The thing that it got me thinking, and I was speaking to Malcolm about this matter. I was speaking to my dad too, and it was like, has it gotten to a point now, or us as collectors, like, think back 5 years ago, like on here in the physical media collection space, right?
Yeah.
when the Criterion sale, it was the be all end all. Like, can you remember back to like when every video was like a Criterion haul, and
Oh
uh,
yeah.
Logan Toxic had the Criterion sale song before he became a director and all that type of stuff. Um, and now it's like, guys, we got Raiders of the Living Dead, and people are excited.
I mean, I mean, why not? I mean, as far as I'm concerned, I usually kind of avoid the bundles unless it's something really special. Like the ended up doing that Grizzly bundle way
Oh, that
back
was
when
cool. That was cool. The Girdler bundle was cool, man.
so I couldn't say no to that. And I got a couple extra T-shirts out of that too, which was kind of cool. But yeah, I think it's just yeah, I'm just gonna pick and choose. Like I'm still after the 5 days of the Argento movie, so hopefully that'll be come down a little bit. I don't need a 4K of that. Regular Blu-ray is fine with me.
Yeah,
Just need
Severin's
to
been
have a
sneaking in.
copy of it.
They've been sneaking in what I consider some quality titles, like just like putting them out there.
Oh
Uh,
yeah,
the last horror film, like, I actually do think it's a quality title. Some of like their announcements that they've done, some just incredible films. Um, there's a good question. I'm excited but scared. Do you know why Severin sells 4K movies for 55, Arrow sells limited edition 4Ks for 45?
hmm.
Uh, I mean, that's a good question. Um, I would say it's going to come down to a couple things. Like probably the who and how they've got their mastering done, how they structure their pricing system. I think that people rag on Screen Factory a ton,
Yeah,
but if I go to my local store, man, Manny, I'm not sure like you, Screen Factory is always alongside Kino as the cheapest 4K
yeah.
releases
If
out
they
there.
have it, and it's available too at stores where other brands aren't.
Yeah, and like even like I looked, we had like Full Moon, right? 4K of transfers. It was $79. The Steelbook edition of Pumpkinhead on 4K from Screen Factory was 35, half the price, and with a much much better transfer. It's going to be than what Full Moon did. Sadly, I love my Full Moon, but I don't trust their transfers sometimes, man. We've been down
Yeah.
the road a couple times.
Um, I'll say this too. With Severin, a lot of times they'll slip in a soundtrack.
Oh, I love that.
So when they do that, I mean, you love it, but that's got to be
Up
alter
the
the
price.
price somehow. It's got to make it a little
Definitely.
more expensive.
That's the thing when the soundtrack's in there, but also putting that into like kind of perspective. Like I love the package that Vinegar Syndrome did for Flesh for Frankenstein.
Yeah.
I would have loved it a lot more if the soundtrack was there, though. So I actually
Well,
like
a
the
tear
Blood for
vision's got to
Dracula
put that shit out.
one better. I like the Blood for Dracula one better. Just I do like. This is gonna be controversial too. Blood for Dracula is my favorite of those two movies. They're both good. They're both good movies. But Blood for Dracula is my favorite.
I bought the Blu-ray for Blood for Dracula, but I have not watched either of them yet. So
No. Have you seen it before? Or?
no, I have
Oh,
not.
you're in for such a treat. It's so funny.
I'm Yeah, and I love Udo, big Udo fan.
Oh, then you're gonna totally adore it. Especially Blood for Dracula is insane. It is just a wonderful, crazy, funny, insane, wonderful film that I can watch over and over again. I introduced my cousin to it, Matty, Raj, and he was like, and Raj is not a horror fan, right? He's not a guy that watches a lot of this stuff. And he watched it and he knew that Flesh for Frankenstein was coming out. And he's like, I've got to see Flesh for Frankenstein. He said, this is just too amazing. He loved it. And I said it's going to be a little different, but it's going to be still like really good and really quality. And I do consider those to be higher, like kind of level quality films. But I do wonder, and I do get a bit not concerned, but a bit. I do think, have we gotten to a point where we want where certain things are coming out, and sometimes priced fairly heavily, and that back in the day we would have gotten in a $5 bin. You know what I mean? That,
Yeah.
in all honesty, if we were to be completely honest with ourselves, probably that's where, I won't say where it belonged, but you know, when, when there's so much, so many great things that can be put out. Because I don't want to pick on anything, because every movie is somebody's favorite movie. But
Well,
I
yeah,
do.
and you always mention that sometimes the extras that they put on there, kind of make up for either like a subpar movie, or one that maybe isn't interesting, but the story behind it is.
Exactly, and
So
Spookies is one of those that was a very much a
oh
subpar
yeah,
film, but it was a fun film.
oh
But
I love that film. That's a
yeah,
great. If it's past midnight and you're still awake
it's
and you want something to watch, you put that
it's
on.
cool. And the gotta say, where Blood for Jackson and Flesh for Frankston comedic on purpose. They're comedic on purpose. They're very much kind of a, because they've been like at that time, Glim. You have to like, what we gotten was this gothic Hammer-esque Universal, that style, even up to Robert Quarry and stuff like that. We're talking about like the God, what's his name again? The Count. What's the Robert Quarry one again? Uh,
Is
there's
that
two
it's
of
not
them.
Count
Yorga,
Yorga?
right? Yeah,
Yeah.
Yorga. So Yorga. Like they're very serious. This was done in a very different direction. So it's very much meant to be comedic. Like, yeah, I had
Yep.
like
It's
this
just like
brain blank.
that.
And I'm trying to get some videos down. I'm going to get some videos down over the weekend. Uh, for those that don't know, I'm here in like Canada for a couple months. I came in like in a workcation where I could actually kind of like work, make some extra money while I'm here, so I don't have to get any money from home, and so I can actually buy some things to show you guys.
Yeah.
That I got a job offer today,
Oh,
so
sweet.
I'm working full time, and that's gonna change some things up on the channel. But I'm gonna get in as much as I possibly can for here and for Patreon, and so that will enable me, though, guys, to dive into and hopefully procure more stuff than I initially thought I was going to.
Awesome.
Because I'm not gonna lie, man. I keep going back to Sunrise. I keep looking at that damn Jurassic Steelbook set, and I'm like, I kind of want it.
You're talking about that's the Jurassic 5, right? The hip hop anthology album set that you're talking about, right?
No,
With the
it's the ones with the
power numbers and concrete schoolyard and all that.
it's the sexy set. I never was a Steelbook guy. Never was a Steelbook guy. All of a sudden, I'm at Sunrise. There's a sexy Halloween trilogy, man. It's like, it's a beauty. Get it home. Open it up. Looking at it. Put it back in. Put it back in. And I'm like, oh, this is fantastic. Take it out. Look at it again. I'm like, this is going to look so good alongside the rest of my Halloween collection. But
You
it's
know,
just,
but there's still some treasures in like smaller packages.
oh, true.
Here, let me check it. Let me grab this real quick. I watched this today. Macau
Oh, let me see. Put it closer.
with Robert Mitchum and Jane Russell.
Oh, nice.
You know, but okay, I got this from the library for like $1. But what? On the back, it's got on disc it has a commentary with Jane Russell and a couple other people, but they have the Turner Classic Movies private screenings with Robert Osborne, which is basically like a half-hour interview with both Robert Mitchum and Jane Russell. So
That name,
that's why I like
man.
grabbing some of these like old discs, because I don't know how much of this stuff transfers over when they re-release the stuff, if at all. I don't even know if there is like a newer release of Macau. I'm sure there is.
Osborne, man. Robert Osborne, the voice of TCM for so many years. Rest in peace. Anybody that watched Turner Classic Movies grew up on the introductions and outros of Robert Osborne, and the many when you were buying sets, you'd see his name and his face so often.
Oh yeah.
Uh, I missed out on the Rambo Steelbook set. That was a cool one, man. That was a cool one. And Twisted Cinema will continue to Tim Lucas and make you spend money. I did look towards. I looked at a couple indicators. Do you have much of the indicator stuff in your collection, Matty?
I have some.
Did you do any of the 4Ks when they came out?
No, I didn't.
So I looked at. I've got the Cold Eyes of Fear.
There's
And
so many title companies that I just get a little confused. Imprint, indicator.
I mean, it's like. So there's a genre. This is the first one. We'll call it Grape of the Vampire, for lack of better terminology.
Oh, that logs my memory, yeah, or jogs
Correct
it.
me if I'm wrong, because it's been years since I've seen that movie, but that's not a very good movie. Like, if I buy it, will be for the special features.
I like The Grapes of Death.
That
was a good movie.
Much better. General and 4Ks look excellent. I haven't got to see them yet because I'm in Canada, but I cannot wait to check them out. Because I picked up Night the Hunted, which when it comes to the genre land stuff, Matty, you're like Night the Hunted, Fascination. Bam, right there. Those two orphan vampires, those three there. Always up.
I think Fascination is definitely on my short watch list as far as the, Euro horror or whatever is concerned.
Well, it's the one when anybody, if you look at any like person that likes Genreland or any of the big reviewers or anything like that, they'll say like, if you can see one John Rowland film, Fascination is usually the one to choose.
Yeah.
And
I have that big. Doesn't it have a big Reaper, big like scythe or whatever?
Yeah, so on. I've only got it in DVD.
That with Vampire this year because I watched Vampire, the Dryer movie.
Such a classic. I love something.
And it's got the one dude's just walking around with just randomly like with a big Reaper.
It's such a cool, like visually done. Dryer does such a good job with so ahead of its time.
Yeah. But I don't know, maybe he drew some Roland's drew some inspiration from that, who knows.
I actually would not be surprised if that's the case. And diving into something else as we go, In the Grip of Terror. What are your thoughts on this, Matt?
Yeah, I don't even know what this is, so just what's going on with this?
So Amicus, Amicus, right? Amicus was a film company back in the day.
Yeah, I just saw the House of Drip Blood.
So they're back. New guys doing Amicus. They're doing an anthology film. In the Grip of Terror is their first movie. They went for £60,000 for their first backing. That was the amount that they went for. That's what they needed. £170,000 later, Matty.
Oh wow, that's amazing.
Yeah, almost hitting up on 3 times. 3 times.
Are they trying to do an anthology, or is it just like
it's an anthology film?
Oh, it's anthology.
It's a 4-story anthology film. That actress there, she plays 4 parts, including Ingrid Pitt's part, Carla. If you remember, The House of Drip Blood, the one with John Pertwee with the vampire cape.
Oh yeah, no, I just watched that. Just watched that in Phoenixville at the 24-hour horror-thon. In fact, our print was like red. You had that like red discoloration.
Yeah. Well, she's
or not really the red, but whatever. But it was faded, so it really dripped blood.
Triple H chooses Fascination, Iron Rose, which are fantastic films, and Crazed Vampire, aka Requiem for the Vampire from Twisted. Yeah, there's a lot of great John Rowland stuff out there. Graped is just not one of my favorites. But this is exciting. I mean, the first.
So are they redoing that part from? Are they redoing parts from old anthologies, or is it just?
It's a new one. It's just but the character in a new story.
Oh, okay. That's cool. That character.
Yeah, Carla, the character from.
Amazing.
So she's playing the Ingrid Pitt character. And
then sign me up. I'll watch that.
Gothic horror needs a comeback. I 100% agree. And I see it only has 48 hours left, which kind of bums me out because I ain't getting paid for a couple of weeks. But like, hopefully they'll keep the goals open for a bit
Yeah.
because
That's what kind of got me those like time frames of what kind of got me stopped on getting like the Inserts of Darkness. Like I just haven't had the dough at the right time, you know what I mean, to sign up to get those. So I'm kind of
that's the
missing
same
some
thing.
of
Like
those
with me, like
volumes.
it wasn't until the third one, Maddie, that I just it came about at the right time. I had extra money. I was like, oh, my birthday was coming up, and they said, okay, we're putting it the third one. It's the last of the '80s trilogy. We're going to put three of them together in a three
Yeah.
pack. Well, sign me up. Look for the Call of Cinema name at the end of In Search of Darkness 3, guys. By the way,
Yeah, and
because
look for a Maddie K or something like
yeah,
that in number 2. I'm in number 2.
which isn't that cool though, man? When you see a name there,
Oh yeah, I love
it's like
it.
it'd be even cooler if they actually like asked me to participate because
Yeah.
I'd be down with that. You'd be down with that, wouldn't you?
Yeah, but and there were, you know what? Actually, in the last one, they did have some fan, like videos in that too. So I don't remember what it was, but I think they had some kind of contest or something where you could send in a video.
Should
Um,
we check here for the In Search of Darkness one? Let's see what like the '90s one. See if we can see it here.
yeah, I think they have the trilogy on sale for if it's still active on that one as well. But it's just the same thing. I just don't have the $90 to spend at one, randomly for this stuff.
So let's dive into it here. After 14 plus hours, the greatest lineup of '80s horror ever assembled is complete. So what do we got here? See if it's any. Do we have any pictures yet or anything? Not a lot of information as of
Yeah,
yet. I'm signed up. Like I'm guess you are too. Sign up for the emails, right?
I still think I get some of their stuff.
Because I'm like I gotta like just
I was glad to at least watch it. I'll say that without being able to grab the third one. I'm glad that like I caught it on Shudder or some things. So at least to finish it off.
like three. I'm guessing we're gonna get three of these as well.
Yeah,
Uh,
I think that's what they're doing. I think they're taking like their approach instead of doing like all the whole decade in 3 different volumes. They're just going to try to get everything in, into those like volumes, if you will. That's basically what this is.
how many films Amicus made? Let me look it up for you. Like, not all of them are anthology. People do
Yeah,
tend to think Amicus is anthology films, but Amicus did a bunch of stuff, man. Back in the day,
but their anthologies are great. There's the
the
Uncanny.
best. So, like, just
You,
to run through some of their stuff here, by the way, guys. Uh, like they did early stuff, like like they had like it's Trad Dad, which was a musical one, and just for fun. But it's a portmanteau anthology type stuff that really took off. Like Dr. Terror's House of Horrors, Torture Garden, House to Drip Blood, Tales from the Crypt, Asylum, Vault of Horror, From Beyond the Grave. But aside from that, The Skull, Psychopath, Scream and Scream Again, I'm Monster,
yeah,
and now The Screaming Starts, The Beast Must Die. Uh,
I just
and
got that one. I haven't watched it yet. Beast Must Die.
if you're a Doctor Who
Intriguing.
fan, they put it Doctor Who as well.
Oh, sweet.
Um, the two Doctor Who movies that came out with Peter Cushing, that is also Amicus Productions. So what have they put out? Let's just say 28 films altogether.
Okay.
And The Mind of Mr. Soames, which is a very different film, you
What's
would
that
not
one?
expect from Amicus. Do you remember The Mind of Mr. Soames? Uh,
I haven't seen it.
Indicator put that out. And
Okay.
it's a sci-fi film done by Alan Cook, and I'm going to look it up here
Sweet.
because it's who's Terrence Stamp, I think. Yeah, Terrence Stamp, Nigel Davenport, and Robert Vaughn. And
Whoa. Robert Vaughn.
yeah, it's a cool one. It's
What
it's a
was
weird one.
was
It's
he what was his name in Man from Uncle? So like Napoleon Solo, is that him? Is that
He's
the other guy?
Napoleon. So was he Napoleon? So
Was he Napoleon Solo? Because wasn't the
yeah,
guy
it
that
was
used to
Napoleon.
be
So the
married
other
to
guy was
Jill
Ilya,
Ireland?
right?
He was the other dude.
Yeah, because the other guy was Ilya. I think so.
Yeah, that he passed away recently too.
Yeah, which is a shame, man. He was on a show that I've probably only watched a handful of episodes of. A show called NCIS that probably went on forever.
Yeah,
And one of these days, I'll go back and watch it. And the only episodes I watched, and I'm gonna be honest, was because they had a really cute kind of geeky goth girl that acted on the show, and that's
yeah,
literally the only reason I watched it.
yeah.
So, you,
Parker, I forget what her name is. Something.
so, question by the way, you do a lot of thrifting stuff like that. Have you done any
Yeah.
thrifting lately?
Oh
Find
yeah.
anything interesting or new?
Yeah, I got a stack if you want to look at it.
Definitely.
I got an old one that slipped in here. This one I got a while back, but haven't gotten to it yet, and it's been on the list for quite a while.
Day for night.
Day for Night, French House Truffaut.
That's a different case for it. Who put that out?
It's a Warner because I got the snap case or whatever.
Yeah, should have known it's a nap case.
But like this is great. So it's as of this release, so it had 4 all new documentaries on there. Yeah, I'm about it. I'm about it. Yeah, so they were doing like a book sale, and when I went in there, they had a couple movies. So I'll do these ones next. These ones kind of go together. I like haven't watched too much Jerry Lewis, so I got The Ladies' Man.
That's a good one.
All right, and then you got Nutty
Of
Professor.
course, classic. The only version of the professor that exists.
All right, hold on one second. All right, yeah, my computer's on the power save mode, so I'm gonna plug it in a moment. So just remind me to do it.
I've got a Nitro 5, and it's like a gaming computer, so it's got a backlit keyboard. So basically, an hour and 50 minutes. So I got to keep it plugged in all times.
Oh, darn it. This one, I don't know. I think I've heard this one before. Nobody's Fool. There's a couple movies like this. Actually, Matthew Perry movie I think is called Nobody's Fool, but
yeah, but that's one. Is that
this is Eric Roberts, Rosanna Arquette.
Yeah, I remember liking that one.
Mid '80s Rosanna Arquette. I feel like she's just untouchable. Anything she's in, you got to watch it.
She's so good.
It's a movie. Oh man, it's a John Sayles. We were talking about Lone Star earlier. Can't remember. Baby, It's You. Gotta check that out. If I could say anything else, and anyone can hear me, and likes Rosanna Arquette, thinks she's cute. Baby, It's You. You got to see that, and got a lot of awesome Boss, Bruce Springsteen songs in it. So you got to check that one out.
One of my first playbus ever bought when I was of legal age in college was the Rosanna Arquette issue.
All right, we got Texas Chainsaw, the Massacre, the beginning.
Which is, I'm going to say it, I'm going to be controversial. It's better than the remake that they did with Jessica Biel.
Well, this was the second chapter, right? This one came after that one.
Yeah, Jordana Brewster stars in that one, I think.
Yeah, I think she's right there in the back there. I think that's her.
She looks so much like Demi Moore, man.
Yeah.
But I really like that film. Oh.
Actually, you're getting something with Demi Moore in it, if I'm going to spoiler it a little bit.
She's a favorite of mine since the General Hospital days, actually.
Well, I can guarantee that Demi Moore is part of the bundle I'm sending you, or that's in post, actually.
Which
I don't even know if it went through customs yet, but it's getting there.
We will unbox it on camera.
I heard a lot about this movie, but never saw it, and then it was there, so I was like, "Oh yeah, I'm getting this one." This is Kenneth Lonergan's "You Can Count on Me" with Laura Linney, Mark Ruffalo. It's got a very young,
kind of funner, like kind of what I'm going to lack of a better word, indie titles, like actual kind of quality stuff.
Yeah, I'm like for it. This is actually one When I scanned this in, this is actually a Canadian release, so it's a Canadian DVD. Sweet. I got one more. I don't know. I don't think it's the best for last, but Wizards, Ralph Bakshi.
Oh God, I may beg to differ here. I love this film.
I love Ralph Bakshi. I don't think I've seen this one,
It's
but
good.
it's got that. It looks like it's got that fire and ice vibe, which I
It
enjoy.
does. It really does. And it has that kind of feel. So if you like heavy metal and stuff like that, it's definitely gonna have that type of vibe to it.
Oh yeah, I'm super excited.
Bakshi does such great stuff. I really wish somebody would take the Bakshi stuff, the catalog, put them on 4K.
I mean, yeah. I mean, they
Like,
might have a little difficulty with the
certain
Fritz,
titles.
the Fritz the Cat stuff.
Yeah.
You know, a
Well, I
little
don't
bit.
know, man. If Kino can put out Blu-rays of them, they can put out the 4Ks.
Yeah,
Uh,
I guess
and
so.
plus, we got stuff like what's the one American pop or American rock? It was such a good, like, it really blew me away when I watched it. I remember because it's like this family, these generations of family, and they're all like super musically gifted, right? And
Okay.
every generation looks like they're gonna break through. They're gonna be, and something tragic happens till we finally get to like the guy from I think the 1950s or 60s era, and finally and then at the end he's in like the studio and he's playing and singing, and it's just mind-blowingly great.
Oh man.
I watched it. I remember the first time I watched it was on VHS. Sat down, I watched it. It kind of just blew me away. Got up, took it out of the VHS, put it back in, rewinded it, got a cup of tea, came back, watched it again.
You didn't put it in the Corvette video rewinder or whatever.
I had one of those, Did we all have one of those? I think at one point. And
I just got my old gray one. That's
Oh, the blocky one.
Yeah, like a little. It looks like a Betamax, but for VHS.
But it was a better quality than the Corvette one. The Corvette was super cheap. And you had to choose, like, did you want the white Corvette one or the black Corvette one? I had the black one.
That's like they must have sold those next to the lip phones,
Yeah, it seemed like stuff that you got like everywhere. Like there's the VHS rewinder, and eventually you get like the tape cleaners.
Oh yeah, I still got one.
You got the tape cleaner?
Oh yeah, I would use that before I would use like a record cleaner.
Here's a question.
They sell some kind of tonic that you can put on a record. I don't know about that.
I'm going to get you to answer this first before I answer it, actually. DVD was the golden age of collecting. So many movies got DVD releases, and so many people collected DVDs.
I think it was 400,000 movies got released on DVD.
It's insane.
So if I read that recently, yeah.
I mean, as for like, here's the thing: more movies got released on DVD than other format. As far as I can, I'm think right.
You would think so, but I don't know how much came out on VHS though.
DVD's still going. That's the crazy part, guys. DVD is still going. ViaVision releasing the Three Ninjas. Actually, I was going to talk about the ViaVision thing in a minute. Actually, when we,
and you know what else too is a lot of times rights will come up. We're talking about we see I'll just say as example, Vinegar Syndrome puts out a lot of we've noticed they put a lot of MGM titles so far. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So, here's an example. This is Rescue Dawn. Yeah, Christian Bale. There's nothing special about these releases, just movie. I mean, it's got a decent cover, but it's just movie. But you notice that it's branded MGM, but it's put up with this Deuce Entertainment LLC. I scoop out a whole bunch of these. These end up in Dollar Tree. I scoop a bunch of these just to have a copy of it. This is a Werner Herzog movie. It's definitely something I want in my collection. So for $1 or $1.50, I'm for it. I'm definitely gonna pick that up. We just watched Breakin' 2 Electric Boogaloo tonight.
I love that film actually.
Oh yeah, that's like 5-star for me.
Yeah.
First off, what's your favorite scene in Breakin' 2?
It's been a while. I wouldn't be able to say.
All right, my favorite scene is when Turbo just doesn't know how to say like tell the cute girl that he loves her. But the only way he can express himself is through dance, and he starts dancing through the whole room,
Yeah,
and they got that rotating like the rotating room thing going. So he's like breaking on the ceiling, breaking on the side, on the wall with the mirror.
yeah.
Um, and then
It's
his
a hard scene to do
his
that.
girl comes
But
in, and then she gets it. They don't speak, she speaks Spanish, he speaks English, so they understand the dance though. So like he communicate. It's my favorite part of the whole movie.
I'm of
That
that era,
that's a
so
masterpiece. That scene.
I have breakdance. Not well.
We have to bust out the cardboard.
Oh God, I remember those days. Is it golden age? A lot of people say today is the golden age of collecting gaming, because with all the sets and the features and all that stuff out there.
Oh yeah,
But just for the pure visceral joy and the newness and like just the way that it's done for me, uh, like that DVD era when the shops are still around, your video
oh
stores
yeah.
are still around. Everybody's got DVD. You're trolling the yard sales. You're finding stuff there. You're trying to get there before
Well,
other
I
people
mean, I
that's
still
not
do
there.
that though.
Yeah, but it's like the thing is, it was like it was such a part of our zeitgeist at that time. So I would say like yes, that era, like we still get a lot of great stuff. It's not going away. We get even more features and all this stuff now. I don't think there has been a better format for menus since DVD. I
Yeah.
think Blu-ray got lazy, and 4K has been extremely lazy with their menus.
Have they been? That stinks.
But you look at you get an old DVD pack, say you go to Walmart, and you pick up like I got this 80s 90s pack of
Yeah.
like movies from 80s 90s. And I'm putting on Airplane and stuff like that. And the DVD like menus are hilarious to watch themselves. I remember the first one I bought was ever on like for DVD was Wishmaster 2 from Artisan.
Oh
Anytime I
yeah.
see an Artisan release, gotta pick it up, right? Um, and it's got two of the
Well, how
films.
many? How many? Side note: how many prophecies copies do you have?
I used to have a lot. Now I've only got one.
Okay,
Uh,
I
but
got like two or three of those.
it is Twister was the very first DVD release, actually. Yes, in March Stack. But it would be like it would be like so. I put in, I put it in. So and I was so excited. I got home, put it in the player, scrambled mess. Realized I had to get a box to make my DVD player work with my TV because my TV was older. So that was another $50. Came back, put it in again, and I'm getting some snacks while I'm waiting to watch before I'm watching the movie. And it's like the whole "as you wish" thing. And there's like this Easter egg where kind of if you leave it on, right?
Yep.
And the era of the Easter egg,
Oh, the
man.
Easter eggs are great.
Oh, don't you just love that? You don't get as much anymore, but when you do, isn't it such a great thing?
Yeah, actually I had I was a little disappointed because I had an ECW DVD in that was supposed to have an Easter egg on it, and you know this is how nerdy I was. I have like my printed out notes, from because I didn't have a phone or anything, so I used to print out stuff and just throw it into the right in the DVD. So I'm like following the directions, and it was supposed to be like a Steve Austin promo, and nothing came up. It's like so mad.
Oh man. You go that what's that DVD Easter egg.com or something? That was one of the sites, I think.
Oh yeah.
It had a whole like list that you link. There's links you go to every one of them. Like, okay, I gotta do.
Also, it also this is kind of reminding me of like getting the codes for video games because I have like printouts of like Mortal Kombat finishers and all that, or
Up, up, down, down.
up down ABAs. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, it was such a wonderful time.
It really
Um,
was. The first inkling of the internet was great.
until it got, and even back then it was kind of iffy.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
I remember going on to like I was really excited, and I'm like, it was one of those forums, those chat forum places, and like, oh, this is kind of cool. You chat with people all over the world, and I was thinking, my mind like we're gonna get people talking about like movies and comics and video games and geeky stuff, and I turned it on, and immediately somebody's like, "What size shoe do you wear?" I'm like, the first thing. That's the first interaction, and I'm like, I'm gone. Sorry.
I think the first, I think it was a Chappelle Show sketch, and then like they made that song in Avenue Q about the internet, and it just never stops since then.
I wish Oppo
But
still
at
made
Circuit
players.
City, I bought many a DVD at Circuit City.
I wish I could say I did, but I'm not American, so sadly I didn't. I did always want an Oppo. So Oppo stood as phones now in the in Europe, right? So whenever I'm going around in Morocco, like Oppo signs are all over the place because they
Okay.
do other things, they do phones and other electronics as well. And I always get excited when I see it because I'm thinking maybe this place will actually have leftover like other region-free players or something like that. So I'm
Oh,
always on the
sweet.
lookout.
Why not? Yeah.
Have not found it yet, but still. I have a question, a video game question, a slightly different question.
Okay.
We're going to go back to this because Vision has a sale on right now, by the way. What do you think the PlayStation 5 Slim?
What do I think about what?
The PlayStation 5 Slim. Have you seen it?
I have not seen it.
Oh, well, this we are going to show you. You've seen the original PlayStation 5. You might, maybe got it. So let's get to the images. I'm going to bring it back up on the screen. Then we're going to go to the Vision sale for those guys that stayed with us. So
they always have to make stuff slim. You know, it's like
PlayStation.
We can make it, and we're going to make it slim now.
Sure, use my location.
But we're going to take out all the memory and maybe some other features. Who knows?
So the memory's kept, ironically.
Well, that's good.
So here it is right here. It's much smaller than the original. So it's gone matte, still matte right here, matte finish. But here it's gone to like a glossier type of finish. Okay. And for some reason, there's this, which I don't like.
Is it like just a line?
Yeah, it's like because when you look at so we'll do a comparison versus the regular.
That makes
because so I want to see.
Okay.
Like you look at it, I want to get like a nice. There's because of size. Here we go.
What
look right there.
Okay, yeah, that does.
See, that's really slim. Like that's tiny.
So what's the catch? Like, so what's the drawback on the slim?
More nice from what I heard. The stand's terrible. I don't think there is a stand on the slim actually. Gleam. I don't think we get a stand. If there is, it's a bad one. Yeah, if laid flat. Yeah. Have a great night there, Twisted. Thanks for staying in for so long because I know you only plan to be in it for a couple minutes. I mean,
I haven't really even played the PS5 that much.
Space is good
at all.
So that's the thing, I guess. But for me, it's like I like this. I love this here. I mean, if I buy one of these while I'm here, like economically and like this is probably a better bet for travel, but I kind of want this beast.
But you're saying it's the same memory. Does it have, I mean, I don't know. I know that I remember they had the PS4 Pro versus like the Slim. I think I think it was supposed to like have more. It's supposed to like run longer. You know, it's supposed to have. I forget what they had inside of it, but
let's dive into it. It's mashable here.
You're supposed to use it longer, basically, than the Slim version. So I'm wondering if that's the case.
So apparently, let's just see. We got here. So I'm got a mashable here, guys, so that you know the site. The PS5 Slim, like it's 104 millimeters in height. Now it's 96. So that's it's 8 millimeters difference. So let's go to the what we want to see is like the horsepower and storage. Important aspect of the PS5 model is to get out is this isn't the PS4 versus PS4 Pro. Games run exactly the same across PlayStation 5. The original PS5 had 825 gigabytes on board. The new slim one has a terabyte. Wow.
So
So
they
that's
upgraded.
it's an upgrade, man.
Wow. Okay, now
It,
that's nice. I
uh,
didn't see that coming.
so it's also uh, basically you can get the digital or the disc-free version and buy a disk drive afterwards and put it into the
So
system.
I was wondering what that attachment was, but that's the disk drive.
Price slim without is $449 or $499 uh, for the other edition.
Okay, so it's only $50 to get the disk drive with it.
Yeah.
That's not
So
bad.
overall, I mean, not a bad price, but yeah,
I'm
I would say
amazed.
if you
That
want
was
to,
one of the differences with when they had the PS Pro and then the PS Slim or whatever iteration they called it, was that the storage space is definitely significantly smaller on the smaller version. So upgrading was like totally that's great they did that.
I would say if you do want the original edition, if the original one is what you want, PlayStation really does tend to go in hard on the releases. So once something comes out, the old one tends to go away. So if you want the original PlayStation, get it
Get it
5,
now,
get it now.
basically.
Yeah,
Yeah.
because you're not gonna be able to get it later because they're gonna go on Slim, and after that, they're gonna then rather than making more PlayStation 5 originals, they'll make another version of it. It might be Slim, but it'll be pared back. The next one I
Yeah.
expect to be much more pared back.
Okay.
Is-
Well, yeah.
do we think we'll get a PS5 Pro? I do, but I don't know if the PS5 Pro. I worry, gleaming that it's going to be again trimmed back, even though it's called a Pro. So, were you aware that Via Vision's having the UK TV buy two get one free sale?
No, but I would just, personally, if I would or could, I would definitely be taking one of those Flying Circuses complete sets off of them
That's a nice one. I mean, like
for sure.
I find some of their stuff to be a bit pricey at times, though.
That's the
But
thing,
buy
yeah.
two get one free is good. Like we got here, and I'll give some. See if my okay, come on now. Touch of Frost first 7 series is that's not bad. Did you see Bancroft, by the way?
I did not.
Really good show. So Sarah Parrish. So the reason I got to see this from Maddie is I'm a massive fan of Sarah Parrish because I used to watch this show called Blackpool. It was David Tennant and Sarah Parrish and the governor from Walking Dead, David Morrissey.
David Morrissey.
So I had a big crush on Sarah Parrish. And so this one, Bancroft, came out, and it's a show where she's she's a detective superintendent, and she is not a good person. She's very much the flawed character to be the lead. I wouldn't say in a Dexter way, but not like a total like Dexter like killer way. But it's got a
Yeah.
really good. I really recommend it.
Well, it's giving me some kind of Luther vibes actually. So
Oh, it's so good.
I
There's
yeah,
some
I think we would
great
definitely
twist,
get
man.
into that one. Yeah.
Sadly, only lasted for two series. They had planned a third, but that being said, the end of the second series, perfect way to go out. Great way to go out with the show.
Cool. Well, I would definitely check it out, especially that's only two. I've
We
definitely
got.
heard of that. I've definitely heard of the Tales in the Unexpected. Yeah.
Were you a fan of that show?
Um, I've definitely heard of it. I don't know if I've ever watched any.
Oh, the Tales
I tell you
Unexpected
what,
was such a good show.
while you're typing that up, I'll say that the font on the logo looks a lot like the new Riders of the Purple Sage album, Panama Red, because they have the same They have the same font on that record cover.
So they had like the Dance of Dead Marionettes was the song. And it would be something along the lines of like, a wise man believes only in lies. It's just, oh God. I did a bunch of like plays out of from Roald Dahl. So when I was in school. And of course, the leg of lamb is probably one of the most famous ones, where she kills her husband with the leg of lamb. And the police suspect that there may be murder. She invites the police over, and while they're there, she cooks the lamb, and they
Oh,
end up eating it. So they actually eat the only evidence that he would have had of.
wow.
So it's a very cool story. It's very funny.
It sounds cool, yeah.
I won't go through all the pages here. We got Endeavor here, which is a great one. Manabit House 50th Anniversary Collection. I like to have it, but $149. The only good thing, like what this is, I guess it's like buy two get one free. So if you got two really big sets, you got a third big set for free. That's actually not too bad. Another strong recommendation is going to be Karen Perry. Not sure if you saw this one or not, but
No,
I'm a big fan of
actually.
Val McDermott. I got to get the name right. I'm going to get the name wrong. Val, come on, where's your name at? Val McDermott, yeah. So Val McDermott wrote the War in the Blood series, which became a TV series with Robson Green. Lasted for 6 series. There's even had like when he was in the kind of him in the United States, kind of a movie type crossover, TV movie crossover.
Oh, cool.
It was super cool.
Like Simon and Magnum PI or something.
Sort of like that. But Karen Perry is really good.
Maybe Murder She Wrote and Magnum PI.
Oh, that was a good crossover. I like the crossover, even though it changes the ending for each one.
I'm
But there's
gonna
some
have to plug
interesting
in, so just give me 1 second here, sir. Okay. Well,
I think Minder is my dream set.
just give me a second here. You're still with me, right?
I'm there.
All right, cool. I just got to get my plug in, but it's like I'm gonna beat the clock if I can plug it in before it runs out.
Did you watch Minder?
I think I did it. Yay!
So, did you ever see Minder when you were growing up? This one right here with Dennis Waterman and George Cole. I think we lost your audio, man. Have you muted yourself? I wonder if he sees my message. Can you hear me? Looks like we lost him there for a second. Hopefully, he should come back in. He probably is going to go out to fix the issue and come back in again. So we'll just wait for him here. Mine was a series I grew up with when I was a kid. When they showed Gary Webster, it'd been in the later seasons after Dennis Waterman left. Such a great show, just utterly fantastic, and it was such a different show because it had comedy, it had action, it had like drama, adventure. We were never sure what you're getting when you're putting an episode of Minder. This set here, 10 series, 108 episodes, 34 disc set, commentaries, specials. the Christmas specials, 83 Christmas special, 84 Christmas special, 1991 Christmas special. A whole bunch of like things here. An episode of The Sweeney. So Dennis Waterman was in a series called The Sweeney prior to doing Minder. The Sweeney was an action, more of an action cop show. If you're a fan of like Spectrum Morris, so I had the guy from that and him, and they were like a team, and they were kind of rough, kind of a tougher, like break down the door, punch the bad guy in the face type of thing. The late Ray from like Punisher, Warzone, actually he was in the remake, like a movie remake of the show The Sweeney. Let's see, did we lose Maddie completely? I got to see. I got to check on my Facebook here and see if Maddie's computer died on him or if hopefully we'll get him back in before we end the stream. I would like to end the stream with some information on here, and he does like a works on some extremely cool stuff that I wanted to talk about. All you need is sleeves, by the way, which is something that Maddie works on. Benny Hill is here. The Bill, which has been going on forever, got a whole bunch of stuff in this one. Stingray. I would say there's so many good sets. If you're in Australia, especially, there's some great stuff here. Just absolutely stunning releases. And some of these sets are just such massively like big sets. And for those who don't know, this is buy two, get one free sales. So you buy two. Let's say you wanted to go in, you grab like, I don't know, Series 22 and Series 20 the bill, massively long one. There we go. We got Maddie back now. Hey there.
Can you hear me?
I can hear you perfect.
Okay.
I was just going through this here. Did you see Minder, by the way, before we go on any further?
No, I didn't see Minder.
Such good show, man.
I can tell you that my I plugged in my computer, but it thought that my plug was a mic. So it just took me a second to figure out where I actually am in relation to sound and everything. So everything's cool.
Here's a good one here. Are you familiar with Callahan?
I'm definitely familiar with him. And was this so this is something that predated what was it, the
Equalizer?
Yeah, I couldn't think of it.
So a lot of people, the fan theory behind this is that Robert McCall, the Equalizer, was Callahan before he retired, because Callahan's like a spy series, but it's a grittier spy series, like it says right there, known as the antithesis to Bond. Edward Woodward's portrayal of Callahan was a hit from 1967 to 1972. It's a 14-disc set. Just got some really great stuff on it, including the original Armchair Theater. Because Astaire does it. Like the Armchair Theater, like there were a bunch of like literally like one episode like movies, and some of them became pilots. Actually spun off to their own shows. This was one of them. So Magnet for Snyder, all surviving episodes, because all the episodes aren't on
it's a great title.
Yeah,
a Magnum for Snyder.
Yeah, I love that. Right, it's almost like a Quinn Martin production.
I on the same front, I just watched $1 Billion Brain today, which I thoroughly enjoyed. The Harry Palmer film.
I love Harry Palmer stuff. I'm a massive fan of seeing a lot of this stuff that comes out from like the. Did you get the Harry Palmer set, the one that came out?
I didn't know. I wanted to. I think that was Imprint. I want to say. It was Imprint.
Imprint put that out.
But my library had Funeral in Berlin, so I watched that like a few days ago, and I found on Tubi that they had $1 Billion Brain. I'm like, I'm gonna watch that one too. I like how Ken Russell fit in some nudity in the form of like paintings and wall tapestries into that movie. Is I mean, it's like you can't even get away from it in the out of the first like 20-25 minutes of the movie. So
Which is kind of
very
like,
subtle.
I love this here too. Like these carry-on collections, man.
Yeah, Carry On. That's like laughing, but British laughing.
It's very like body, like innocent type of like humor, but very, kind of like just a wink and a nod, sexy type stuff. Like Barbara Windsor was kind of the one of the big sex symbols for then. Sid James, Kenneth Williams was so cool. And so this one here, Carry On again, Doctor Carry On Camping is probably one of the big ones where where Barbara Windsor's doing the they're doing like their outside the workout thing, and she kind
Yeah,
of pops out of her top. Uh,
as you
Karen,
do.
it is good. Have you not seen the Carry On films? Oh,
I
dude,
mean, I tell you, the most as far as like British, movies are concerned, most of what I've seen outside of like Hammer or Amicus is war movies.
you have to see these. These are so fun. They even did like a Hammer parody film called Carry On Screaming, uh,
Nice.
which is a lot of fun. Jim Dale is in that one, I think. Um, yeah, this is a good set actually. Carry On at your convenience was a lot of good.
I
Carry
mean, Carry On Dick, 1974 sounds fantastic.
It is fun. Carry On. That's Carry On was one they did. Was kind of like a compilation one they did for TV. Carry On Emmanuel was probably
Right? I just saw that.
what this is probably the worst actually.
Oh man.
Like you want nudie stuff though. It's lots of that in there. But
Yeah. It
just
seems like every time when things have to resort to Emmanuel, it's not a good idea. It's not a good crossover. It's at times, and I'm thinking of The Dragon Lives Again.
are you saying Emmanuel in space is not quality?
Maybe, but if you just go by like Dragon Lives Again, set your expectations real low there, sir.
I was actually just about to like Google search Emmanuel in space, and I thought, not a good idea.
Safe
Based on
mode. Put it on the safe mode or the secret mode.
the first, oh, this says Carry On Screaming right there. You can see the
Oh,
vampire girl.
they got the Carry On with the early 80s leather scene in New York. Carry On Cruising.
It's coming. That's one of my favorites. That's cruise ship one. Karen Cabby is really, really good. Karen Cabby is okay. Karen Sargent, of course, is William Hartnell because he was one of the original Carry On guys from Doctor Who. Karen Nurse, Teacher, Constable, regardless. That's a really good set. Oh, God. I got so many of these already on DVD, though, but I would love to upgrade them.
Commentaries on every film. You can't beat that. Or every right?
Yeah. With cast. Plus, it have 3 episodes of the TV series Carry On Laughing because it was a short lived TV series that as well. Now, which one here is? So we got Phil Silvers on to the interview because Phil Silvers is one of these movies.
Bilko, Sergeant Bilko.
Yeah, which was a weird choice because he's an American actor, but he came in to do one film, but I don't think Sid James. So this Sid James is this guy right here with the hat on. So that's Sid James right here, the cowboy hat guy, and there's I think it was Joan Sims, Barbara Windsor, Kenneth Williams. His life story is actually really fascinating. So is Sid James, actually. There's like a movie called Core Blimey, which is a fictionalized version of Sid James and Barbara Windsor's kind of romance behind the scenes. So Maddie
Oh,
Barbara
so
Windsor.
do they have like is it behind the scenes of Carry On? So they have like some of that.
Yeah.
That's cool.
See, Barbara Windsor was pretty famous and infamous. She would go on to be in like, she's passed on now, unfortunately, in a show called EastEnders for years.
Yeah.
But she was also pretty famously known for dating one of the Krays. I kid you not, guys. She dated one of the British
Wow.
gangsters, the Krays. She was like definitely. She was a tough lady. But there's so much good stuff here. Like, I mean, Lovejoy. I used to watch this. Out of stock, of course. This was one of my shows, man. Maddie, not sure if you've seen this one or not, but this was such a good show. He was like an antiquities guy.
Okay. Is that Ian McShane? It
It
is.
is, yeah.
Very nice.
So, and it's very much kind of almost like the Saintish. He's kind of a detective. He's going around, deals with antiques.
Oh,
He's like a bit of a con artist too.
so that sounds pretty cool. That's something I would watch if if there's a British version of Maddie, he would be watching that.
Yeah, such good stuff. I mean, like we've seen, there's a lot of stuff that come out of stock here. George and Mildred, which is of course for those that rings a bell and you're not quite sure why. In the United States, All in the Family. I'm sorry, Three's Company, and the Ropers, George and Mildred Roper. So in the UK, it was Man About the House, and just like the Ropers got their spinoff,
Oh,
so
somebody
did
did.
George and Mildred. Uh, they did it first, and they did it better. Not gonna lie, and longer.
Yeah, I don't even think I saw an episode of Ropers.
It's on Tubi. If you want, like some
I'm
aren't
not really
bad.
that interested. I don't give a shit.
Well, here's the thing. Is it worth watching an episode of? It's worth watching the opening of the episode. Yeah. You watch the opening. You can quit it. The opening.
No,
The game's
I
gonna come
have a
out.
movie called Quiz that I bought, but I have not watched it. I'm
Quit.
assuming it's the same thing if it's on that top row.
It's
Quiz. I don't even know what it's about. It looked like it was like something like a Slumdog Millionaire type movie. But
is that about the quiz show? Like it's not a quiz show, the one, but the
oh, gotta love Benny Hill, man,
you can
classic.
you can literally almost hear the music in your head right now, hey?
Oh yeah,
I
yeah, and
always
then I could see him like running around and whatnot.
and
Oh
of
yeah.
course
Oh, it's out of stock. No.
kept alive by Family Guy, which always talks about the sexy parties. The utterly classically amazing Prime Suspect, Helen Mirren. Love
I've
those.
definitely heard of the acclaim of Prime Suspects, and so
Oh,
would say that's definitely
you
something
have
I want
not
to get
seen Prime
to.
Suspect.
I don't, it's weird. Yeah, I've got a big British show blind spot. Not that I don't, not that I find anything against it. It's just, yeah, just
It's
haven't
one of
gotten
those
to
that
many
kind of
of
made
them.
me fall in love with Helen Mirren over again. Uh, Sharp is here. The Monty Python set of Sword Out, you can tell.
I don't know if they're going to be on here, but my son and I have gotten into the Blackadder um show. So we really enjoy that with the proto bean.
Oh god, I
Um,
love Blackadder.
but
Did
Blackadder,
you
yeah,
watch it all
Blackadder's
yet? Or
great.
how far are you into it?
We just actually just had one like DVD, so we got through like 8 episodes or something.
Do you know what series it is?
Oh, the first series.
It gets better. Like
So
the first series is good. It's kind of like the start, but second series up, especially second and third series,
we were talking about Brian Blessed
yeah.
and how
And
awesome he
oh,
is.
the Christmas special. Christmas special is amazing.
I just
It's
love it.
it's the reverse because Blackadder is he's such a miserable, horrible guy, right?
Yeah.
And in the Christmas special, it's like a Christmas Carol, right? Except you meet like this Blackadder, this version of Blackadder, and he's super nice, and everybody else around him is horrible, and like the spirits are coming to him to
That's
kind of
really
make him into a
sweet.
horrible guy, to be a Blackadder. It's really really funny, and Hugh Laurie's in it, playing the idiot
Nice.
character that he plays in a lot of Blackadders. Um, you even get to see like Blackadder from the future, and Baldric. Baldric's hilarious. I love me some Baldric. But I guess there we go. We've got through like Severin, through the brand new Cameron announcements. Do you think, question, do you think that these camera releases, if they're well done, might bring more people into the 4K?
I don't see why not. And I mean, if nothing else, I mean, and it's got the Blu-ray version, so and many people could still add it to their collection because those movies aren't on that format or for the most part. Um, Speaking of thrifting, I just within the last year I picked up an Abyss DVD. Still haven't opened it yet.
Yeah.
Looks like it's not going to be open because I might just grab that if I find a nice little version of it. That's definitely like I don't 4K at just yet, but that's definitely something that I would want to like buy for later. Definitely I would want to save.
Yeah, it's like a
To
future.
enjoy the format, yeah.
It's like when Blu-ray came out, and you're like buying like Blu-ray DVD combo packs because you knew you were going to get a Blu-ray player. And then PlayStation 3 came out, and everybody had it because everybody had a PlayStation 3. And if they didn't, you had like a future Xbox that would play the Blu-rays after because the first ones played HD DVD.
I saw one of those in the store the other day, actually.
HD DVD?
Yeah, I can't remember what it was. It was something like dumb, but I'll tell you what. I had 2 whiffs too, but I can only think of one of them right now. They had Runaway Train, the Canon movie DVD. I was like, oh man, half price. Open it up, empty.
Oh,
no,
such a good one.
And I can't remember what the other one was, but definitely something I was looking for. I just don't remember now off the top of my head. But
what's we could do? We got to get you on sometimes here. Show us some of the stuff you got, the thrifting stuff.
I got 2. I got a couple more. I got like 1 or 2 more things if you want to look at it.
Oh, definitely. Let's end off on a big high note.
All right, this is from Big Lots. So Big Lots is really turned into a furniture store in the United States. Their physical media section is definitely like shrunk, and they've recently have like buy something like crazy like buy 1 get 5 3, which I definitely went in. But I got some John Coltrane. I got Blue World.
Oh wow,
really good. He written this music for a film. I'm not going to try to say the name of, but it's a Canadian film. It's like a French title. But yeah, $15 for some John Coltrane. That's what I'm talking about. All right, check this one out. Look at these collars. See, Young Rascals. Look at that.
Getting haircuts.
The haircuts are great.
Getting a haircut, right?
The collars. This one is. It looks like his collar's gonna float away. This guy must be mad because no one told him to look when the camera was going off. But that's good. Everyone knows "Good Lovin'," right?
Yeah, I know the song. I do not remember the group.
Yeah, it's the Young Rascals. Yep. And then this is the last one I got, which may be a little bit of a deep cut, but I think it's kind of a cool album. It's got really cool cover, Butterfield Blues Band.
When I was selling albums, I'm pretty sure, was this a newer one or an older one?
This is an older one.
Because it looks very similar to something.
It reminds me of the Santana Abraxas album cover.
That might be it.
If you've seen that, it's like it's a lot of similar imagery, but this one's really interesting, and I like this. A lot of times you get like different format, right? This is like a gatefold, so it's like a flap. I don't even know. And then you take your record out of this slot right here in the middle.
I love that.
Oh, this is really cool too. Look at that Electra label. Isn't that amazing? Look at that. I love the whole cool that like logo is. I don't know. Yeah, just fun stuff. That was at the same sale I got the DVDs at. So,
see, what I want to go, my dream is get to an Ollie's in the United States where you can go in and buy like omnibuses like for super cheap and like comic stuff. Because I see people going in and picking up these like big omnibuses for like $20 that costs like 150 here, and I'm like,
If you make it to the United States, I guarantee you'd have at least 3 from me because I have some. I don't read comic books anymore. I'm not that I don't want to, and I probably will read more like when I have less to do. Maybe when I'm a little bit older and I'm close to retirement or something like that.
like me.
Yeah, I'm just not reading. I'm like watching too much stuff. I got too much stuff to watch. So,
Well, I got to like finally, because I don't normally like do books on my channel, and you got to be a special book. Like usually you got to be nonfiction to hit my channel.
yeah,
And I get this one come across because I'll always go through I gotta have a business email and things come through there. And so Black Pearl comes along,
saw
and
that.
yeah,
Yeah,
and I'm like, something about this interests me. I didn't know what it was, because normally there's
did the
crime.
mask come with it too?
Yeah, that was
That's
which I
awesome.
didn't expect. That was kind of neat, because it's just like a neat little half like Black
Yeah,
Mask thing, Phantom of the Opera thing. It was kind of cool. But the real cool thing, so the book is like, it's a romance book, right? And it's got like a crime heist aspect to it. Like there's some twists and stuff. I'm like, I'm really enjoying this. I'm sitting and reading a book, like dog earing a book, and just enjoying myself. And I hadn't done it for such a long time because I read a lot of comics,
yeah.
and I watch a lot of movies, and when don't like music, playing video games, that type of stuff. So I actually just could sit down and read a novel, and I was trying to figure out what it was that kind of got me there, and I realized that it's the cinematic aspect of it. It's like I finished it, I'm like, yeah, this is definitely going to be like either a mini series or a movie or a series somewhere down the road. Because you get that feeling to read something, right? When it's
Oh
like
yeah.
back in the day when I was just reading V.C. Andrews. Uh, and when so that when that happens, like, and you're like, yeah, this is so strange. They're going to make a movie, but how are they going to make a movie? And apparently, by taking with V.C. Andrews, it was like, let's take all the good stuff, all the weird stuff out that makes it like V.C. Andrews.
Yeah.
So that was the aspect of it there. But I want to
I
thank you for
tell you the
coming in.
one the I was considering putting in. I picked up some novelizations recently, so I hadn't read any of them yet, so that's why none of them hit that package that's being sent to you. I was definitely considering it. I've got I can dig them out. They're right in front of me, but suffice it to say, I got the original Star Wars novelization that was ghost written for George Lucas. I got Burnt Offerings.
Oh wow.
I got Nightwing, the Bat
Yeah,
novel that was made into a movie. And then what's the other one? Oh, the Reincarnation of Peter Proud.
I remember that movie actually. I
So
never read the
I'm like,
novels.
yeah. So if I had I read any of those, you would have been getting one. But I hadn't gotten into it yet. So sorry about
It is
that.
so nice when you find like one of those novelizations of like, because I used to have a lot. What do we got here? That is so funny. We got our attention seekers.
But yeah, you should just have me on when you get the package, so we can do a little unboxing. We can talk about stuff because I threw in some goodies because you just
I
can't get
will.
DVDs. It's got some goodies.
We'll get you on for the unboxing. We'd have some fun with it.
Yeah, but I think you'll enjoy it. There's, like I said, there's some surprises in there. Um, Maybe some stuff that you haven't seen in a long time if you ever had any of this stuff.
Ooh,
So
so I'm intrigued.
yeah.
I am like just. It's a crazy time out there right now. I wonder if let's see if we got any actual conversation stuff before you head out there. But I don't
Yeah.
think, aside from
Um,
the lunatics in the asylum, we got.
right. Oh, about that. You should be getting it next week.
Oh, did you get like an update?
I already dropped it off. It got dropped off yesterday. Actually, it got dropped off Monday.
Yeah, because I think I got like you sent me the thing. The
Yeah. So that's just you're tracking it. I didn't have your number, so if they have any questions, they'll call me. You know. So whatever. I don't. I mean, I didn't put anything weird in there. It's just,
I think
I
weird.
had some extra stuff. Now you have some extra stuff, or whatever. Yeah, you already know this one's coming. This guy, that's coming. This my copy of Chiefs.
Oh, that is nice.
Yeah. Anybody, if you can find it, watch it. That's all I gotta say. Chiefs is the bomb. It's great.
Which is,
You ever want to watch Billy D. Williams? Like he's not just Lando Calrissian. He's not just a Colt 45 spokesperson. His episode is probably, maybe my favorite of the three.
Yeah, I think so.
I really like the Brad Davis one, but he's an ass. Like his character, I'm not a big fan. I'm sorry, but his character, I just he kind of I'll just say I don't want to spoil it, but kind of understands how that works out. Makes sense to me. Very very great series. It's like a serial killer story. It's like a history of a town. Not even like from the politics to like the social intersocial relationships. You see people grow old and age, in all three different in all the three episodes. So, and it's as old as me, 1983. So that's definitely another added bonus to it. So yeah, if you could find Chiefs, watch it. Although I'll say the second episode is one that's really hard to find. And when you'll get it, you probably understand it because some of the dialogue in the scene kind of drops out. So there's like one scene in the middle to the back half of the movie that like you won't be able to hear anything. And I saw one version that had it completely cut out because at the time, like I was watching, I didn't have the version. So I had to buy a second one. So because whoever thrifted this didn't have the second disc in there.
That happens that happened so many times. I remember I had to buy like a second set of and I've gotten them both thrifted of Elf, the complete series.
Yeah.
When I bought it for originally bought it for like $10 and a disc was missing. And then I found it like at another province. And for $2 complete. Nice. So I picked it up, still not complete because we'll see some syndicated episodes. That's why the new set's out there now. But just to have them, it was kind of neat to, and I didn't need to have that.
Elf is a good one. Oh man, you know what? Do you see that? That's how close you ended up getting something Elf related.
Elf related, really?
Honestly, you'll see. No, trust me, you'll see. When you start looking through this stuff, you'll be like, "Oh, I see what you did there." But yeah, you almost had. I literally had something Elf in my hand, almost, or Alf, excuse me, ALF in my hand. But,
alien life form.
Yeah.
At least one of the oddest endings for a TV series. Not as odd, of course, as something like Dinosaurs, which what a bummer of an ending that show had.
I forget how that ended, but
they all die. Ice Age comes.
Well, oh yeah, okay, that makes sense. Though.
So you meet like this, like Flintstone-esque family of dinosaurs, and they all. I
think I remember that episode now that you mentioned it. Because that was on the Friday night block, the TGIF block, or whatever it was. And I remember watching like the entire run, so I would have definitely watched the last episode.
Absolutely brutal stuff. But with that being said, at like 1:30 here, we'll end it for this evening. I want to thank you for coming in and joining me. So much good physical media coming out in the next like few. It's like a second golden age all over.
I got a lot of British TV to watch, basically.
You got a lot of British TV to watch, man. Midsummer Murders. You haven't seen that? There's like seasons of that to see, man. Seasons. So, guys, thank you. And by the way, in the what? All We Need Is Sleaze.
Yeah.
Make sure you check it out.
Check it out on Instagram. Just search All We Need Is Sleaze. Actually, I'll say tomorrow is a sneak preview. If you join our little group, we will be doing a watch along of two amazing noir movies in my noir double feature called Maddie's Ticket to Palookaville. And I will tell you what they are right now. They are The Face Behind the Mask with Peter Lorre
Oh,
and Laura
that was a
with
classic.
though
Gene
Gene
Tierney.
Tierney, Dana Andrews, but also Vincent Price.
Yep.
Going for a little tangential Edgar Allan Poe, Roger Corman, The Raven, Tales of Terror type of double feature.
Get some good noir stuff. Noir is a Noir-vember.
Oh yeah, I gotta keep the best, man.
And we will see you next time right here
Yep.
in the Call Cinema.
Bye for now.